Today, we are going to continue our journey into the action-packed and insane world of Fairy Tail. Last video, we introduced you to the origin of the series and recapped the first 8 arcs of Season 1. Now, join us as we go through Season 2 and 3 of Fairy Tail, covering the next 4 arcs. Let's get it! Number 9. The Oración Seis arc. After working as waiters to help Lucy pay her rent, Team Natsu learns from Yajima, the restaurant owner, about the disillusion of the old magic council. Altair, a member of Grimoire Heart, informs her master Hades about the Oración Seis. Hades decides to leave them alone for now. Fairy Tail members learn about the Balam Alliance and their plans to destroy parts of it, especially those controlled by the Oración Seis. Meanwhile, 6 members of the Dark Guild observe the effects of Nirvana on the island. Team Natsu then meets mages from Blue Pegasus, Lamia Scale, and Kate Shelter to form an alliance against the oncoming threat. At the meeting, members from Blue Pegasus show off. Lion Bastia arrives and freezes Ichiya's head in ice. Lucy rekindles her rivalry with Sherry Blendy, and Gray and Lion do the same. Jura Nikas, a Lamia Scale ace, arrives, and the final member, Wendy Marvel from Kate Shelter, surprises everyone by being a little kid. Happy develops a crush on Carla, Wendy's cat companion, while Natsu tries to recall where he has seen Wendy before. The guild members then learn that the incoming threat is searching for a powerful magic called Nirvana. Before a plan is set, most of the alliance rushes to find the enemy. Jura, left behind, is attacked by Gemini, celestial spirits, leaving Angel of Oración Seis, who had infiltrated the meeting. While searching for the base, the Allied forces' airship is destroyed. The battle begins, and they effortlessly defeat the alliance. Urza is poisoned by Cubelios. Brain kidnaps Wendy, recognizing her as the Sky Sorceress. Jura and Ichiya save the other. Ichiya's healing perfume can't cure Urza's poison though. Urza asks for her arm to be chopped off, but Carla suggests Wendy that can heal her. The team then decides to rescue Wendy and Happy from danger. Brain reveals that Wendy's healing magic is needed for their plan. He orders his members to search for Nirvana. If Wendy refuses to help, she will once she knows who they're healing. Everyone splits up to find Wendy and Happy. Natsu learns about Wendy's Dragon Slayer magic and her connection to Grandini, the dragon who disappeared similar to Igneel. They are attacked by the Dark Guild Naked Mummy. Racer brings Jalal Fernandez in a coffin to the headquarters. Brain threatens Wendy to heal Jalal, who she loves and owes a debt to. Natsu and Gray reach Raison's base, engaging in battles. Wendy then heals Jalal, who then defeats Brain and leaves. The team tries to heal Urza. Gray continues fighting Racer, who is defeated by Gray's ice attack. As Natsu carries his unconscious friends, Hibiki guides him through archive magic. Racer, seeking revenge on Gray, summons motorbikes. Gray and Lion team up, discovering Racer's weakness. His magic slows down others' perception of time. Gray then defeats Racer with an ice arrow. After defeating Racer, he straps an explosive lacrima to himself and charges at Gray. Lion tackles Racer off a cliff, seemingly sacrificing himself. Natsu and Brain hear the explosion, and Brain, angry, orders Midnight to eliminate the Allied forces. Gray then searches for Lion, convinced he isn't dead, while Sherry mourns. Jura and Hot Eye engage in a battle where their earth magic clashes as they debate the strength of conviction versus the power of magic. Meanwhile, Natsu rescues Lucy and Hibiki, while Wendy awakens to heal Urza, troubled by doubts about Jalal's alleged actions. Elsewhere, Jalal, unaware of Cobra trailing him, destroys a large tree, releasing Nirvana's initial light pillar. Wendy completes Urza's healing just as the light column emerges, signaling the appearance of Nirvana. Midnight and Brain anticipate its power to shift the balance of light and darkness. Hot Eye undergoes a transformation, rejecting his former allies and embracing love over greed. As Nirvana's influence spreads, tensions rise among Lucy's group as they race towards the light pillar, fearing the consequences of Nirvana's activation. Amidst the chaos, Lucy confronts Gemini, impersonating her, and faces off against Angel, who reveals her dark history with Lucy's celestial spirits. Hibiki intervenes, casting Uranometria to defeat Angel, saving Lucy from imminent danger. As Lucy reunites with her friends, Angel, though defeated, vows revenge while Brain plots to use Nirvana to destroy their enemies. Wendy narrates her encounter with Jalal to Carla, reminiscing about their time together and his subsequent departure due to dangerous circumstances involving the word anima. Meanwhile, Urza seeks Jalal, eventually finding him with amnesia at Nirvana's location. Despite his memory loss, the reunion is fraught with emotional tension as Urza recounts Jalal's past misdeeds, prompting him to take drastic measures to atone for his sins. The narrative then shifts to the battle between Natsu and the Oración Seis member Cobra, atop Nirvana. Cobra, a poison dragon slayer, proves a formidable opponent, but Natsu ultimately defeats him after a grueling aerial battle. As the story progresses, Urza faces Midnight, another member of Oración Seis, in a fierce battle of magic and willpower. Urza's determination and strength and strategic insight lead her to victory over Midnight despite his formidable abilities. The climax of the story revolves around the destruction of Nirvana, a powerful magical weapon. Natsu and his allies, including Jalal and Wendy, work together to destroy Nirvana's lacrimic crystals, which power the destructive weapon. This effort culminates in a series of intense battles and sacrifices, including Jalal's arrest by the Magic Council. Ultimately, the story concludes with Wendy and her guildmates returning to Fairy Tale after overcoming their personal and collective struggles. Number 10. The Daphne Arc. After battling Oración Seis, Team Natsu returns to their guild with Wendy and Carla. While Natsu enjoys a rare moment free of motion sickness, Lucy reflects on recent events. She encounters Gemini, Scorpio, and Aries, who inform her of Angel's arrest and nullified contracts. Asking Lucy to form a contract with them, Lucy kindly agrees, making them happy. At Fairy Tale, when Wendy and Carla receive a warm welcome, Master Makarov announces a welcome party for them. Gajeel, feeling left out, envies the other Dragon Slayer's companions. Meanwhile, Mustogan is surprised to see Wendy at the guild. A week later, Wendy and Carla look for their first job. Gray tells Natsu about a rumor involving a woman named Daphne who claims to have seen a dragon. Natsu, Wendy, and Carla investigate while Gajeel remains skeptical. Concurrently, Urza is attacked by a hooded figure but manages to fend off the assailant. Natsu's group meets Daphne, who admits she lied about seeing a dragon and traps them. Gray appears, revealing he has joined Daphne and attacks Natsu. Despite suspicions, Daphne clarifies Gray's actions are voluntary. Urza and Lucy search for the missing team. Natsu and Gray continue their fight, with Gray eventually gaining the upper hand. Daphne reveals her plan to use Natsu's power for her Dragonoid. Gray's apparent betrayal is part of a larger plan to defeat the Dragonoid. The guild tries to save Natsu and stop the Dragonoid, and Daphne's lizard men complicate the battle. Gray and Juvia perform a unison raid to defeat the lizard men, and Natsu, driven by anger, breaks free and destroys the Dragonoid. The guild celebrates their victory and prepares for a Hanami party. Natsu and Happy surprise Lucy with a rainbow sakura tree, making her feel appreciated. Wendy then takes on a job with Freed and Happy, facing various challenges. Despite setbacks, Wendy's determination impresses her companions. They finally reach Onibus, where Arabian, the client, reveals the job was unnecessary. Wendy feels disheartened, but is encouraged by her friends. The guild then participates in the annual 24-hour endurance race. Everyone is eager to win, especially Jet, last year's winner. The race begins with fierce competition, showcasing the guild's camaraderie and spirit, and everyone has a blast during the event. Number 11. The Edolas Arc. A few days later, Gildarts returns from a sentry quest after 3 years. The town prepares for his arrival by creating a path called Gildarts Shift to prevent his magic crush from causing damage. Gildarts is surprised by the change in the guild and easily defeats Natsu in a sparring match. He reveals to Makarov that he couldn't complete his mission, shocking everyone. Gildarts then invites Natsu to his home and accidentally destroys a wall while leaving. At Gildarts' home, he questions Natsu about Lizana, learning of her death. He then shares his encounter with a black dragon that forced him to abandon his mission. Natsu, believing the dragon knows about Igneel, tries to leave, but Gildarts shows him his injuries from the dragon. Despite being told no human can defeat the dragon, Natsu insists he can as a dragon slayer and runs off. Gajeel searches unsuccessfully for a cat companion. Meanwhile, Happy tries to befriend Carla, who rejects him and questions his ability to protect Natsu. Mustogan reveals his true identity to Wendy and Carla, explaining that he is not Jalal but had taken his name. He warns Wendy about the impending disappearance of Fairy Tale and Magnolia due to Anima, but Wendy refuses to abandon her friends. As Mira Jane and Elfman prepare to commemorate Lizana's death, Wendy sees a hole opening in the sky and rushes to the guild. But the town and the guild are already being sucked up. Natsu bursts out from the wreckage, and Carla explains that she and Happy are from Edolas, a world experiencing a magic shortage. Anima was created to transfer magic from Earthland to Edolas. Despite the risks, Natsu and Wendy decide to save everyone, and Carla reluctantly agrees to help, setting conditions to prevent any betrayal. They fly through Anima's remains to Edolas and rescue their friends. Natsu, Wendy, Carla, and Happy find themselves in a parallel world where magic is a limited resource and their guild, Fairy Tale, is viewed as a dark organization. They journey to save their friends who are trapped in lacrima crystals, encountering counterparts of themselves and their friends from Earthland. They face challenges such as the outlawing of magic, conflicts with the Edolas military, and ultimately confront the king of Edolas, who plans to use Dragon Slayer magic to perpetuate eternal magic in Edolas. With teamwork and determination, they manage to save their friends, reveal Mustogan's identity as the Prince of Edolas, and restore balance between the two worlds. The arc finishes up with the gang being able to reunite the Takeover siblings who have not seen each other in years. Number 12. Tenrou Island Arc. After the Edolas crisis, Lizana returns to Fairy Tale with her friends and siblings to a warm reception from the guild members, who celebrate their safe return. The joyous occasion takes a chaotic turn when Gajeel unintentionally sparks a brawl among the members during the festivities. Meanwhile, at the newly reconstituted Magic Council, tensions rise as Fairy Tale faces scrutiny, with the council threatening disbandment if further troubles arise. Elsewhere, in a forested area, a mysterious young man accidentally unleashes devastating magic against attacking wolves and laments as he desires to meet Natsu. At the guild, excitement mounts as Fairy Tale prepares for its annual S-Class Mage promotion trial on Tenrou Island. Makarov announces the participants and their partners, setting the stage for a challenging competition. As the contestants embark on their journey, alliances form and challenges unfold, leading to unexpected encounters and confrontations. Amidst grave searching and intense battles, including encounters with Grimoire Heart Guild's formidable members, tensions escalate as the true threats to Fairy Tale's safety emerge. Zancro, asserting superiority as a godslayer, challenges Natsu to a battle, where Natsu initially struggles and is thrown off a cliff. He discovers Makarov critically injured but refuses to leave his side, vowing vengeance against Hades. In their second clash, Natsu absorbs Zancro's flames after a desperate struggle, combining dragon and god flames to defeat him. Exhausted, Natsu is tended to by Wendy and the Exceeds. Meanwhile, Mira Jane and Lizana face Azuma's onslaught at the campsite, with Mira Jane briefly using her Satan soul to protect her sister, but ultimately being overwhelmed. Elsewhere on Tenrou Island, Altair seeks Zeref's aid for Grimoire Heart, only to be rejected. The battles escalate as Elfman and Evergreen confront Rusty Rose, facing defeat despite their efforts. The events unfold amidst the escalating tensions and battles among Fairy Tale, Grimoire Heart, and the mysterious powers on Tenrou Island. Lahar and Doranbolt discuss Blue Note at the Magic Council battleship wreckage. Doranbolt takes a communication lacrima and teleports to Wendy's location, offering to evacuate Fairy Tale mages. Natsu refuses, vowing to protect the guild. Meanwhile, Juvia is enraged by Meridy's taunts during her battle with Urza. Meridy links Juvia and Gray's senses, but Juvia's determination strengthens, turning the tide. When Meridy attempts to unalive herself, Juvia stops her, understanding Meridy's past and urging her to live. Eventually, they both cease fighting and fall into the water. Meanwhile, Urza encounters Azuma and faces difficulties while searching for Wendy. Rusty Rose threatens Fairy Tale at the main camp, but Freed and Bixlow return to aid in repelling Grimoire Heart forces. Urza fights Azuma, who uses his Great Tree Arc to weaken Fairy Tale by uprooting the Tenrou tree, draining their magical power. In another part, Kana arrives at Mavis' grave, seeking fairy glitter. She recounts her struggles and motivations, finally receiving Mavis' blessing, and acquires the magic. Kana then joins the battle against Blue Note, assisted by Gildarts. After a fierce struggle, Fairy Tail gains the upper hand against Grimoire Heart. Gildarts and Blue Note engage in a battle, with Gildarts ultimately prevailing. As the battles intensify across the island, including encounters with Altair and Grey, tensions rise. Altair manipulates events, leading Grey to confront Hades with the Ice Shell technique. Meanwhile, Team Natsu and the other Fairy Tail members face Hades directly. Laxus joins the fray, aiding in the battle against Hades, demonstrating his strength and teamwork with Natsu. The battles continue with intense magical clashes, and eventually Hades activates the demon's eyes, summoning demons and overwhelming Fairy Tail momentarily. However, Natsu's resolve and the unity of Fairy Tail members leads to Hades' defeat. Natsu's Crimson Lotus exploding lightning blade deals the final blow, restoring peace temporarily to Tenrou Island. After the battle, Fairy Tail members recuperate and reflect on their victories and losses. Xerath's appearance marks a turning point, leading to confrontation and revelations that impact the guild deeply. Merity and Altair reconcile, while Kena reveals her true relationship with Gildarts, bringing an emotional closure to the arc. As tensions ease, a new threat emerges in the form of Acnologia, the Black Dragon of the Apocalypse. The dragon's arrival shakes the island, and a desperate battle ensues. Makarov and the Fairy Tail members stand together, joining forces to protect their home. In a climactic moment, Fairy Tail unites against Acnologia's devastating attacks, displaying their unwavering resolve and teamwork. However, the dragon's immense power proves overwhelming, culminating in a cataclysmic explosion that seemingly obliterates Tenrou Island and all its inhabitants. 7 years later, Fairy Tail's legacy endures, with the guild's surviving members scattered and reflecting on the past. Romeo Convolt gazes out to sea, contemplating the future of Fairy Tail. And that is the end of the second and third season of Fairy Tail. Don't forget to comment, like, and hit the subscribe button so you never miss another video. Until next time, peace.